Hi there! My name is Berliana and I'm from 1 Glaka Senior High School, Banyuwangi. It's story time, everyone! Today, I'm going to read you an interesting story. Yes, this story tells about a young man who doesn't keep his room clean. His belongings are scattered all over the place. All his things are angry with him for not keeping them in the right places. And they feel unwanted and neglected. Well, how will they convince this young man to keep his room more neat? Ladies and gentlemen, here is the story of John Jedi's Things, written by Palkasali Group and Niraj Palami, illustrated by Sujan Chitrakar and translated by Rose Larson. Let's get it started with: in a busy town far away, there were many houses. In one of the houses, there was a room that belonged to a man called John Jedi. Although the room was nice and big, it was very untidy. John Jedi's things were everywhere. Clothes were not on their hangers, but lying on the floor. Papers and books were all over the bookshelf. The pen, ink bottle, drinking glass, and a pair of scissors were all thrown about in a mess. There was even a banana peel left carelessly on the floor. John Jedi's things felt angry and upset. The earthen pot next to the cupboard was thinking to itself, "Why doesn't John Jedi put us in our proper places? Doesn't he care for us?" At that very moment, the clock that was placed above the cupboard came crashing down to the floor and broke the earthen pot into pieces. The loud cracking noise caused all the things in John Jedi's room to tremble with fright. The clock was quite shaken up. One of its hands had come loose from the fall. The poor clock! It had not fallen on its own. John Jedi had kept the clock too close to the edge of the cupboard. The drinking glass was also terribly frightened. It noticed the scissors sitting right next to it, its sharp edges a bit too close. The glass cried fearfully, "Please turn your sharp edges away from me." The scissors said, "It's not me. John Jedi has put me here. What can I do?" A shirt from the other side of the room cried out, "Oh, you silly banana peel! Get away! You may stain me!" All of them complained in one voice, "This mess is all because of John Jedi. After using us, he forgets to put us back in our right places. And then complains when he cannot find us." One day, John Jedi wanted to write a letter. Unsurprisingly, he couldn't find his pen. He grumbled loudly and searched his cluttered room. Finally, he found it and started writing. After John Jedi finished writing the letter, he wanted to keep his pen. But it was missing. Where had the cat gone? It had rolled under his bed, but didn't utter a sound. It felt insulted for being abandoned. Georgette left to post the letter. Fed up with Georgette's carelessness, all his things in the room gathered for a meeting. While his things were loudly discussing their problems inside, Georgette came back to the room. He had forgotten his wallet. He was just about to enter his room when he heard noises from inside. Maybe a thief has got inside, he thought to himself. He crept to the door and listened as closely as he could. The pen spoke first, its voice heavy with seriousness. Friends, we must do something about this situation. The shirt lying on the floor looked sadly at the hook on the wall and said, We are always being thrown about. The book began to sob. Almost all my pages are torn. Even little children know how to respect me. But Georgette throws me all over the place. Should we put up with such behavior from him? Georgette's things shouted in one voice. No, not at all. We are hurt and disappointed. And Georgette must know about this. The book said, Pen, write to Georgette that we won't remain silent any longer. He must change his ways. Write in big and bold letters so that Georgette clearly sees our message. Breathing a heavy sigh, the pen said, I cannot write by myself. Someone must hold me in their hand. They all felt sad and said, How do we tell Georgette how we feel? Georgette, who had been listening to their discussion from outside the room, stepped inside. He saw his things scattered all over his untidy room and began to feel ashamed. Now, Georgette's room is no longer a mess. His clothes are always on hangers. Books and papers are neatly stacked on the bookshelf. The clock, ink bottle, drinking glass, and scissors are in their proper places. Georgette is glad because he can find what he wants quickly and easily now. Georgette's things are glad to be where they belong. Wow, what an interesting story, isn't it? Well, everyone, from this story we can learn that if we have finished using something, we must put it back to its place and never ever let our room in a mess. And therefore, let us maintain ourselves with a good and healthy environment because it can make us feel safe, fresh, and comfortable. Okay, that is the end of my story today. Always stay safe and stay healthy, everyone. Thanks for watching and goodbye.